I'm a gay person that's voting for Trump.
Just acknowledge life was way better when Trump was president.
Why do gay men get bullied when we express a difference of opinion from what the mainstream thinks we should be thinking?
You know, I'm constantly being told that Trump hates gay people and that he's homophobic, but if that's the case, why is there a growing segment of gay people who actually like him and are going to support him in this 2024 election? In this video, we're going to go over just that. We're going to talk about the sheer amount of gay people who are supporting Trump in this election. And again, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow a ton.
For the past 4 years, I have been harassed and bullied by the liberals and the Democrat Party, simply because I'm a gay person that's voting for Trump. Now, I'm tired of them pushing this whole inclusivity bullshit when it's not true. You do not support everybody. You do not care about everybody. In fact, you only care about your party. The second someone like me or someone else has a different belief than you decide to attack them, degrade them, and bully them and try to silence them because you can't accept the fact that in America, people are allowed to support whoever they want to support.
Facts. That happened to me back in 2018 after I went to the White House with Trump. I posted on Twitter, wow, what a crazy life it's been. Front row at Beyonce, and I'm on Donald Trump's Instagram. What is my life? Boom. 40,000 tweets later, hard R, F slur, you're stupid, you're a bigot. And I'm sitting here like, I thought this was a party of love and inclusivity and understanding, equality, like just hearing people out being loving, but I wasn't getting that from the left at all.
For the past 4 years, I have been harassed, I have been bullied, people have shown up to my house, harassed my family in real life, literally degraded every single thing that I have ever done on the internet, simply because I stand up for my country and I speak the truth. But Democrats, I want to be very, very frank with you. No matter how much hate you give me, no matter how much delusion you live in, I am still voting for Donald Trump. No matter how much it makes you mad, no matter how many more comments you comment on my page, nothing is going to change that. Why do you people think it's okay to bully and harass someone? And then it's funny though. So when I ask you why you're voting for Kamala, you have no reason. For the past month and a half, I have strictly asked every time I went live, asked people in the chat, why are you voting for Kamala? What policies of Kamala do you support? But guess what? Not one person can answer my question.
That's typically how it goes. But I am going to post a video, I'm working on it now, understanding why some people are wanting to vote for Kamala Harris. And that's going to be an interesting one to film because I really do want to understand myself why so many people want to support her. Because for one, like if you're going to complain about how bad things have gotten, you have to realize she's currently in power now and has been. So how are you talking about you want something to change, but you're voting for the same person that's going to keep things going how they're going? It doesn't make sense to me. And how are you going to judge someone? You know what's crazy? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like the right in the center is open to be whoever they want to be. Like you're well, for the most part. I'm gonna say the far right, but for the most part, in terms of freedom and, as long as you're like a law-abiding citizen, you can do what you want to do. But when it comes to the left, if you don't fit in this ideological box of like what a black person is, what a gay person is, etc., you get kicked out the club. They're so big on identity politics that like you have to stay within the bounds of what that label consists of. And if you don't, you get called every name in the book. If you are in the gay community, but you're not really like on the left, or you're very critical of Democrats, then you are self-loathing. You are suffering from internalized homophobia, internalized racism. The list can go on just because you have a different opinion, which you would think the party screaming equality, love, inclusivity would be open to hearing new ideas, but they're not. They're extremely hate. The most hate I have received in all my years of being online has been from the left, and that's very sad. And it's been from the very people, the very community that supposedly has my back, the gays and the blacks. They're all for inclusivity and equality if you think like them, because the second you think for yourself, the second you have a differing opinion, boom, they kick you out the club. And it's not fair and it's not right, and it shouldn't be accepted. That shouldn't be the standard of what is going on in our current country.
Why? Why are you so mean? Why are you voting for a woman that's done nothing in her career, nothing as vice president? Oh, I know, because she's a woman. And if you believe because she's a woman that she should be president, you should not be voting, because voting is not about your feelings. Voting is about voting for a president that's going to represent the entirety of the entire population of the United States of America. Kamala has been in the office for almost 4 years and has done absolutely nothing that has benefited you, me, or anyone else in this country or even the world.
And to sit here and to feed off of that point, to sit here and say, I'm gonna vote for Kamala because she's a woman. I'm gonna vote for Kamala because she's black. Imagine if it was flipped. Okay, I'm only voting for Trump because he's a white man. You would say that I'm racist, but because you're saying I'm only voting for her because she's a black woman, it's okay, and it's to further inclusivity, it's to further equality. That doesn't make sense to me. What happened to judging someone by the content of the character, not the color of their skin? Now you want me to default to what she has, and if I ask you what a woman is, you're not going to tell me what a woman is because you can't define what a woman is. So you keep harping on, yes, we have to support black women. You can't even tell me what a woman is, and the fact that you want me to support somebody just because of the color of their skin is racist in itself. And it's self-evident as we get through this video, there's a lot of gay people who see through that BS. There's a lot of gay people who feel like, no, just because I'm gay does not mean I have to align myself with the Democrats. Does not mean not even just Democrats. Because here's the deal, my issue with Kamala, she's already in office. If it was a different Democrat, like if it was someone else running against Trump, I'd have more grace for someone that is trying to vote on the Democrat side. You know, that'd be a real debate. That'd be a real, fair battle. But the fact that you're arguing for someone who's currently in office, who has a clear track record of just being horrible, it's hard to sit here and defend that. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people, and you're not wrong for not wanting that. Just because you're not voting for Kamala, just because you're not aligning yourself to the left in 2024 doesn't mean you can't do that in other elections. Because it doesn't have to be sports team politics. You can just vote on someone based off your values. And right now, my values are aligning more with the right than the left, because at least with the right, I know exactly how they feel. I know exactly the things that they stand for. Are there some fringe right that don't like gay people? Yeah, that exists, but it's also clear that there's a big chunk of the left that doesn't like gay people too. A big chunk of the left that doesn't like black people if you don't fit in their ideological box. So either way, you're screwed. So you might as well just do what you want to do and feel how you want to feel. I'd rather deal with the right and deal with some of the crazy that don't like me than to deal with the left who wants to be fake and says, yes, we do like you, we do support you because you're black, yes queen, but then sit here and not even understand or can logically reason with themselves the things that they argue for.
So because I'm gay, I can't vote for Republicans because that's voting against my own rights. Because Republicans are so against gay rights, right? Remember that time when Trump won in 2016 and Republicans had control of the presidency, the Senate, and the House? And remember how they didn't do anything to gay rights?
And to be fair, he did pass some things that were not for the LGBTQ community, but to be more specific, he did things that were not for the TQ plus community. During his presidency, as far as I can tell and what I've looked into, the lesbian, the gays, and the bis, he left them alone. When it comes to the TQ plus, there was a lot more done than them.
And you might recall that we currently have a conservative majority on the Supreme Court. Apparently, the most conservative Supreme Court in 90 years. But weirdly, my gay rights are still intact. Strange how Republicans have had every opportunity to go after gay rights, and they have taken none of them. Maybe, just maybe, Republicans aren't actually after gay rights after all. Maybe you've just been brainwashed by propaganda. Because I think if Trump and the conservatives really wanted to end gay rights that badly, they probably would have done something about that by now. But instead, they've been busy launching global efforts to decriminalize homosexuality.
Which is true. They actually did do that. They actually did try to decriminalize. That was an effort that Trump really put into place. But at the same time, to play devil's advocate, we are seeing a rising rate of people not agreeing with and not liking the LGBTQ community. A lot of that in due part to the children and the trans community. Let's be real here. When regarding the LGBTQ community, when we're looking at the TQ+, which, again, subscribe. There's another video coming out about that, the LGB versus TQ+. Gay relations were on an uptick and where things were fine, and it's the TQ+ that's been dragging the gay community down. So there is a rise happening of more people not liking the gays, but I understand why, because half the time all the gays that I come across and the gay people on this channel, they're getting tired of the gays too. Let's just keep it real here.
Why do gay men get bullied when we express a difference of opinion from what the mainstream thinks we should be thinking? Like, when a gay man supports Trump, it's a huge problem. But Trump was the first president to enter office supporting gay marriage openly, No one else did that.
Which is something else that's weird too. It's like Trump was the first person to come into office accepting gay marriage as it is, when there's a track record of every other Democrat from Hillary to Obama to Biden who all said that marriage is between a man and woman and that's it.
Marriage is between a man and a woman.
Marriage is between a man and a woman.
Marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman.
Trump was the first president to come in office saying, actually, like, men and men can get married, that's fine.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
Personally, I'd rather the government be out of marriage completely, but that's another topic. But to this guy's point, it's a bad homophobic person. I'm being told Trump is hateful and, you know, he hates the gays, he hates the gays. He was the first president to support gay marriage coming into office. He has gay weddings at his house. He has gay people working under him. He appoints gay people to office. It's like, he's a horrible homophobic person. It's like we talked about in the Black video with Trump. He's a horrible racist person to be doing and promoting and pushing all these gay people into prominent positions or to just doing things for gay people. But again, because this LGBTQ community, this damn Skittle Squad, LGHDTV, Rainbow Mafia is so damn big, it's like you have the list of all the letters, and if somebody's coming against, you know, the Q's or the T's, you label it under everybody, and then you say he's against the LGBTQ community, when in reality he's against a specific thing that most gay people are also against. Let's keep it real here. So that's what's frustrating about this all. And it's just sad to see, you know, the media kind of winning in this effort. The sheer amount of people on the left that really think and sit here and agree that Trump is just hateful and is bigoted towards gay people. Meanwhile, he's having gay people have weddings at his house. Make it make sense.
The Democrats are actually advocating to teach about sexuality and crazy gender theory to 7-year-old children. And on the other hand, they get offended if we throw around terms like groomer to push back against it.
If you don't, but let me get these books, because if you don't believe this is actually, hi Oliver, this is actually the thing that's going on. I have another video about this and I'll link it below, but I actually bought all the books that they've been banning in schools, you know, the whole book bans and everything that they've been saying is not happening, and it actually is happening. I'm not going to open it now because in the other video it is, you know, demonetized because there's very profane things in these books, which is very funny that these are children's books that you can find or used to in some school libraries, but they're too profane for YouTube. They're not advertiser friendly. And then you have these parents, these concerned parents, because in these books, they're teaching people how to perform certain acts on themselves and other people. There's illustrations on how to use certain things and different toys. I'm not even kidding. When you have parents go up there at these school board meetings and they're all upset and, you know, the gay community, because it's the rainbows, this book is gay. It's all rainbow, it's all gay stuff. So when JD Vance says, oh, they're trying to teach these 7-year-olds things, he's actually not lying. It's in the actual books, and I've seen it for myself, and I've shown it in the other video, you know, and that's why they're calling these people groomers, because it's like, what other term is there for it? I mean, there's a boy, and it's little dresses, and this whole book talks about, like, making sure your kid is non-binary. I can go on, but there's some truth to what JD's saying. They constantly say, oh, they're trying to do slurs against drag queens and the LGBTQ community. No, parents don't want drag queens. Glorified strippers. Let's just be real here. Where can you find a drag queen? A gay club, where you have to be of age. And then what are you doing when they're on stage? You're giving them wands. Because also, what are they doing? They're dipping, they're twerking, they're revealing clothing. I go to drag shows. It's not hateful, it's not bigoted. That is exactly what they do. And that is not okay for children. That's not okay to take that job, take that person, same outfit, same clothing, same dancing, and put it in front of first graders and second graders and think it's okay. And for someone to say that that's wrong, they're not hateful or bigoted. They're not. See, this is why so many gays are just going right to the left, right to the right, and supporting Trump, because they don't align themselves with the left. I don't align myself with wanting to and aspiring to allow drag queens to read and dance in front of children. I don't want that. And I'm not a hateful, I don't suffer from internalized homophobia for not wanting that, you know? That's why I align more with the people that are saying, hey, we should put a ban to that. We should kind of stop that. Do what you want in 18 plus areas. Do what you want 18 plus regardless. But leave these damn children alone. And we've noticed and we've seen throughout my content, when you start mandating other people and their actions on how to treat you, and then you start going after people's children, that's some people are upset.
In April 2022, while referencing bills aimed at censoring classroom discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity, he wrote, "I'll stop calling people groomers when they stop freaking out about bills that prevent the sexualization of my children."
And he ain't wrong about that. I mean, let's look at this, because JD isn't even being dramatic. He's telling the truth for what it is. It's bleeding down into our actual schools, and people are getting sued, and teachers are winning lawsuits. Look at this. School board to pay $575,000 to teacher fired for not using transgender students' pronouns. What happened to the emo kids? What happened to the scene queens and the gothics? That was like our eclectic crew. Now they're all just trans, they, them, non-binaries, insert whatever term they want to be described as. Let's see what these headlines are saying. Teacher fired for refusing to use trans students' pronouns, awarded money. Look, they're all being a little fair. They're just saying, the teacher won the money. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Here it also says that the settlement also removed the teacher dismissal from his record. Good. Left versus right center. This is a pretty fair article, and people are being pretty clear on the story as is. And as always, major shout out to Ground News for laying out the news and the truth for what it is. So be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here on the screen to get involved. And if you're unfamiliar with Ground News, as you see here, you can see all the coverage details for every article, the left, right, center, who's saying what, bias distribution. Is the left really talking about it, or more so the right? Which here in this article we see now is mainly the right talking about this, and the left isn't, because it's really like an L for the left. They're really going to talk about this, but it's a win for the right, because this is something that, aligns with what they're trying to do and push forward. You can see factuality, who owns it. It's a really awesome tool, and don't worry about it. If you don't live in the United States, you can still use this tool. If you go right up here to this corner where it says US edition and you tap that, you can toggle through the US, international, UK, Canada, Europe. You can go through all the different editions, so you can always get the news that matters to you. And as we go through this video outlining why there's so many gay people supporting Trump in this election, Ground News has an amazing election hub, because I'll tell you right here, Americans have lost faith in the news. Very true. And Ground News wants to fix that. Balance. You can compare the different sources that are reporting on the story, so readers can get the full picture. Period. Context. You can see political bias, ownership, and factuality rating for every source. We've gone through that. And 3, no algorithm. We won't trap you in an echo chamber of your beliefs. Every reader on Ground News sees the same news feed. It is a subscriber funded. There are no ads on Ground News. It's all funded by the users. And my favorite section of all is Blind Spot. You can click that over here, and it tells you all the news that the left isn't talking about, but the right is. And on the other side, it can tell you all the news that the right isn't talking about, but the left is. So you can always stay grounded in the media. And we'll go through some quick examples. Right here, Trump edges out Harris with early voters in battleground states. The left isn't talking about that at all, because they don't want people to be discouraged or feel like it's an L. The right's harping on it. The right's like, yes, we got this. Let's boost the morale. Let's actually talk about it. And on the right, something interesting. Trump says national abortion ban is off the table, but we'll see what happens. The right isn't talking about that at all, because most of the people on the right do want an abortion ban. Like, they don't like abortion. Like we're talking about in the last video with Melania Trump not liking abortion either. Trump is sharing that sentiment, but the left is talking about it, which kind of surprised me. I figured no one would talk about it, but the left is talking about this, and it's highlighting how Trump says, he's not gonna do an abortion ban. I think that's good on them. So again, if you want to take advantage of Ground News and an amazing tools that they offer, be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code on the screen to get involved. And this month only, you can save up to 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the one that I use, and that will give you unlimited access to all the features that we've gone through in this video. So again, that is theground.news/Amir. You can tap the link below or scan the QR code on the screen to get involved.
You say Donald Trump is the most pro-LGBTQ plus president in history, and I say you're a liar. January 2017, his election day, he scrubbed all mention of LGBTQ plus people from the White House website.
All right, let's go through that. Did Trump actually scrub everything from the White House? Moments after Donald Trump became president of the White House, LGBTQ pages disappear. Yes, that is true. But if we look at the way back machine, what we'll see on that page is that it was just a splash page of everything that Obama has done for the gays. At this point, Trump has done nothing for gays. He should have put that video of him saying that he supports gay marriage, but he just got rid of the page entirely, which, I mean, I'm not really mad at. What is he gonna have on the page? At that, gay people are included in citizenship in the United States. Like, we were at that point, we were already good. So it's like, what do you want him to do or say? I'm not really mad at that one at all.
But that was only the beginning. That same year, he rolled back protections for LGBTQ plus students in school.
Okay, he rolled back protections for LGBT people in schools. What did he actually do? Trump just made it official. Transgender students no longer have an ally in the White House. On Wednesday, it sent out a letter officially revoking Obama-era guidance protecting trans students in federally funded public schools. Cool. So he didn't want a 13 little boy to say, oh, I'm a girl now, and then go in the girl's bathroom. He didn't want that to be a thing. Has nothing to do with gay people. Like I was mentioning before, there's a lot of policies like, oh, the LGBTQ community when it has to deal with trans stuff. It has nothing to do with sexual orientation. It's everything to do with gender identity. And personally, I agree. I don't think it's okay for a little boy to just say, oh, I'm a girl now, and then walk in the girl's restroom. Let's see what else this girl has to say.
2019, he opposed the Equality Act.
Okay, in 2019, he opposed the Equality Act. Let's look at the Equality Act, congress.gov. Equality Act, let's read. This committee on the judiciary to whom was referred in the bill to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sex, gender identity. Boom, right there, we're already done. Can I highlight this? Gender identity. We already know this is a major issue in the United States because people are able to just swap back and forth and be whatever they want to be. That's a choice. This Equality Act protects things that people have no choice in. I can't control if I'm a male or a female. You know, my race, I can't control my race. But to sit here and say, oh, anybody can be a man, anybody can be a woman, it's fluid, it doesn't matter, that actually does a disservice to actual biological women out there, as we've seen when it comes to sports, when it comes to restrooms, when it comes to women in jail getting pregnant because they're allowing men to just say, I'm a woman, and then get sent to the women's ward. This is clown world, y'all. Like, this, none of this makes sense. Again, another example has nothing to do with gay people. Let's move on to the next example that she has.
2020, he rolled back healthcare protections for transgender people.
He rolled back protections for trans people. What exactly did he roll back? Transgender health protections reversed by Trump administration. It is one of the many rules and regulations put forward by the Trump administration that defines sex discrimination as only applying when someone faces discrimination for being male or female and does not protect people from discrimination based on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity. Again, now that is interesting how it does say sexual orientation or gender identity. Probably again, which I can't even be that mad at because it's so lumped in together. But at a hospital, there should be male and female biology. You can't go to a hospital and say and get mad that you're a biological man looking to get medical help and someone's doesn't want to refer to you as a she because you're saying that you're a she. This is stupid, you guys. This is derangement. Again, has nothing to do with me. It does say sexual orientation, but at the end of the day, this mainly applies to the discrimination between like male and female. And I'm a male, I have a penis. It is what it is. Every trans person is a trans person. They're still biologically whatever they're born. No one can switch sexes. And when you're in a hospital, you're trying to get medical help, and there's medical differences between male and females. So literally everything that this woman was talking about in this video, we just debunked right here and there.
Listen, the list goes on and searched. I scraped the bottom of the barrel to find anything that shows Trump supports the LGBTQ plus community. Here's what I found. Put together an initiative to decriminalize homosexuality, and he appointed a handful of LGBTQ plus judges. In other words, the bare minimum.
I think that's not the bare minimum. I think that's actually really good, knowing that in America, I can walk down the street and be a little pretty princess gay person, bundle of sticks, and be perfectly fine and okay. But if I'm that same person, who I am right now in another country, a couple of different countries on this planet, I'd be stoned to death or pushed off a building. And he wants to get rid of that. So no, I don't think that's the bare minimum. That actually takes a lot of balls from a Republican Christian president to say, yes, we need to actually protect the gays across the world. I'll take it, especially knowing that in this country, I can be and exist how I am. These people, you guys, it doesn't add up. They want to hate Trump so bad, but I don't see why I should. I'm seeing every reason as to why I disagree with the left. You can't define something and you can't stand for something when there's no weight to whatever you're trying to defend. When you're saying men can be women and women can be men, while also at the same time saying we support women's rights, that holds no value because you can't even define what a woman is. You can't even define gender identity because anybody can be whatever, like non-binary, anybody can be whatever you want. How can you stand behind something, define it, and really harp for it when it's so loose? There's no grounding to it. You can't even defend the things that you're saying. And that's the sad part. And again, as we've seen throughout this video, including myself, there's gay people who are just sick of it. Because when it comes to the right, a lot of the times, all the things that they're trying to put forward and put bans on is the TQ plus. And as of late, we've seen some little inklings of the LGB included in that, mainly because the left, majority of the gays, are really harping on, you know, we're a community, we're all together, well, then they're gonna kick us all out. They're gonna get rid of all of us. And I want protections for trans people too. As an adult, do what you want to do, but it's hard to even defend them when they're going so hard on the kids. It's sad and it's frustrating.
Now we can all realize how good we had it when Donald J. Trump was president. You know, when gas was like $2 a gallon here in Ohio instead of, you know, $5. It just hit. You know, when we could actually afford to pay for things and have a life, and we were excited, and there's a booming economy, and everything was going well, and everyone was freaking out like, oh my gosh, did you see what he tweeted? Did you see Kellyanne Conway put her shoes on the couch in the White House? Like, talk about first world problems we had under Donald Trump, right? And now here we are with Dum Dum, and no one can afford to pay gas, no one can afford to pay rent, no one can afford to pay anything. The economy's on the brink of collapse, we're about to slip into a recession, everything is going to shit, and half of you still can't say those magical little words, I was wrong. You know what? It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. Just acknowledge life was way better when Trump was president.
And that's the sad part, is this whole vote blue no matter who crowd, and oh, I'm gay, I'm supposed to be a Democrat, and yes, we need a black woman as president. Are you not paying attention to how your life is right now? Are you not paying attention to how things were the last 4 years? I'd have much more respect for people if it was a different Democrat running. If it was someone else running on the Democrat ticket, I'd be fine with it. It'd be like, it's an actual debate, you know, maybe you do actually want change because it's a different person. Maybe not the whole party's different, but at least you have a different person leading it. I can get behind that, but it's literally the same person. The Kamala's office is 10 steps away from the Oval Office. So like, you can't sit here and complain about how things are and this thing is bad in this country. We need to fix this. We need to fix it. We need to fix this, but then vote for the same person right in charge right now to keep it going. That's delusional. As a gay man in 2024, as a gay man that was under Trump's presidency, hello, I was fine. Personally, as a more moderate, you know, center-right gay man, there's nothing that Harris Walz is fighting for the LGBTQ community that, as someone who is gay, aligns with. I actually align myself more with the things that Trump is doing and putting in place, especially regarding the economy, border security, reducing inflation, you know, when it comes to taxes, when it comes to tariffs. There's so much more that I actually do appreciate that President Trump does and puts into place. Maybe I do need to just put out a video on just why, personally, I'm not voting for Harris. Let me know in the comments below if you want something like that, because I can't do it. And as we've gone through this video, there's a lot of gay people who are waking up. They feel like they can't either. And it's okay. We shouldn't be judged. We shouldn't be scared. We shouldn't be harmed for just wanting to express our opinion and wanting to vote for the first president that accepted gay marriage and that has gay weddings at his house. It makes no sense. I just don't understand this whole phrase of a vote for Trump is a vote against gay people. No, it's very clear that a vote for Trump, it is against the TQ plus community. But even then, it wouldn't be if the TQ plus community just left the kids alone. If the TQ plus community left the kids alone, stop trying to mandate laws and mandate how you refer to them as, and actually brought in common sense, everything would be fine. A lot of the things that have to do with the LGBTQ community, as we've gone through this video, is all the TQ plus. It has nothing to do with the LGB. So selfishly, the LGBs are good, and the TQ pluses would be good if they just left the kids alone, left women alone, and just acted like just regular human beings. But it's sad that, you know, as we're finding out, there's a lot of them that don't know how to do that. So that's why there is a lot of gay people that are not voting for Kamala and they're voting for Trump. They're letting their voices be heard, they're letting their voices be known, and I'm not even mad at it. So be sure to subscribe. Check out the full playlist below regarding the 2024 election and my views on it. I know I mentioned the video talking about the book bans and the LGBTQ plus books that the left loves referring to. I made a video about that, and there's more coming down the pipeline because this is a really important election, and personally, I just want more of the truth to be shared and known. So with that being said, thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you guys for sharing, liking, and subscribing to my content. It means the world to me. We're on our road to 400,000 subscribers, which is dumb to me. That last March, we were at like 2,000. I mean, I just got that plaque last September. I just got 100, and now we're about to be at 400. So shit, I love y'all. Thank you a ton for just being who you are and changing my life. And I hope you understand you can change your life too by just your thoughts, being mindful of the things that you're surrounding yourself with, your people, your time, and how you're treating yourself and your mental health. And just know, whatever it is you're trying to be, whatever goals you have set for yourself, you can achieve them if you just put your mind to it, lock in, tunnel vision, focus on you and only you, and you will get the things that you want to get. So thank you for your time. Be sure to subscribe. Keep a lookout for all the next videos coming down the pipeline. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Deuces.